Isn't it funny about the same ones that ran for presidency that they were vested in to being blinded at trying to create policy or cares for, endangering their lives? What's a terroristic act? A government that allows terroristic activity in arms and cells. Is that not a terroristic act? Let me ask this gentleman something. Is that a terroristic act with government leadership of how they allow terroristic acts of hurt and harm, endangering the lives? There's laws against endangering the lives of the public. But you didn't have a problem selling its arms. I don't understand that. I'm kind of real dumbed down, you know what I mean? I'm not educated, I'm not smart. My name is Allan Lake. Not putting him on a hot seat, but all of them are just like what are the law breakers of causing hurt and harm to the family structure of the world? Okay? But they didn't have a problem with the sales of arms that could cause massive damage. Let me ask them a question. When you incorporate something to distribute something, to manufacture something, in weapons or any type of business, you have to put a business plan. Now, if there's laws against killing deers with certain arms, what was the laws of protecting humanity? And then who are the real hidden terrorists behind this creation of allowing it to happen? But it keeps government in business. Now the government says, hey, we're going to revise the law. Hold on, you didn't have a problem. You didn't run a mental assessment. You said anybody that had license could have arms. There's laws about concealing arms, carrying arms. There was no problem with it. It already didn't have a care in the world with this raw or AR fucking creation. Excuse me for cursing. But I feel for the mothers and the loved ones in the near future that's going to feel, what does it feel like? You know what I mean? It gives them something to talk about. You heard about that hotel, that club shooting, LGB. How many innocent people got killed entering into that facility? They don't want to talk about that. Okay? How many people went in that movie theater? How many people got hurt and harmed? We don't want to talk about that because it's old news. Now, government and its policymakers, how are you guys going to be the caretakers of life? And then you got this turn-eye secret society of the elite taking it to the bank. How much kickback did they get back from allowing it not to be seen or not to be spoken? And if someone wanted to change something about that policy or to stop it from happening, what would the government do in its process of communication? I'm just saying, you get dumbed down by crazy shit. And all they do when I get to talking fake news, A1, Allan Lake, II News, ZZ News, all they get to do is step in. Because I'm the terrorist. I'm the one that's out to, because I'll defend what I love, my household. You understand? I'll protect my sons with my last breath. But I'm the terrorist. But my sons, all of the days of their life, they ain't never been in no conflict with nothing. So how you gonna tell me, my son, my youngest is 21, my oldest is 31, right? Born universal, right? But my thing is, right? How you gonna tell me out of their life, and they ain't never had no problem, no matter where they went at? How you gonna give me a phone call, yada, 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 and this is what happened? You couldn't make me a believer out of that. You understand? But like I said, we live in a society that's dumbing us down. We live where government, we live where government, and look at this new CNN, it's 2102 channel, New York, you know what I mean? But it's so coded with its bullshit. 1202, well, that's 5. Does that mean 50? Or does it mean New York? You know what I mean? Because New York and the government, with its hitting money controllers of wealth, well, hold on. they market certain things in America, and they get certain people to talk stupid, to say shit. You know what I mean? But like I said, government, you know what I got to say about government? And I'm quite sure they done turned this device off, right? Maybe they didn't turn it off. But like I said, government, it's a disgrace in knowing that you policymakers, you guys allowed that death. You know, why show up at the funeral talking like you care, you care, you care? You didn't care about correcting a mistake. Now you want to make a correction, and now you want to say what you can have, this and that. Hold on, it's already out there. So now they have a black market. That's what you labeled it to be, right? But you know what, the gunsmith, and you talk about, well, there's no problem at the gun shows and the gun sales. Hold on. How many people just show up and can spend $5 and $10 and $20 and $100,000 and just bring arms, transporting them to wherever they want to take them to? How many people, like I said, you know what I know about where I live at now? They got people right behind these certain locations selling arms every day. If the money's there, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't who you think it is. You know, the white man always stayed under the radar, and he wasn't, you know, while he was profiting, he didn't care nothing because that was their linking system. You know, how many white people ride around with arms in their vehicles every day? You know? And the only reason why they don't have metal detectors and stuff like that, because then it would go off for everybody. You get what I'm saying? It would go off for everybody. And you know what? Maybe you need to make a metal detector, and instead of where you can turn it on and off, on and off, on and off, maybe you need to have it where everybody can walk through. A group of people can all just walk through. And then if it goes off, well, you know what? Everybody's got to hold off, and everybody's got to get monitored. But you know what? How many warehouses and commercial buildings got weapons of mass destruction right in its location? You would never know about that. You know, you would never know how a certain group of people are on posts out there with arms every day. It's just the world we live in. I see it because I got sight and I know the art of war. But like I said, you know what? Ignorance, let me share something. The first day of war, and if you fighting for something, government wouldn't give a damn. The first day of war is death. Straight up. You don't make it to EMS. You don't make it to the hospital. You don't make it to the operating room. Your life is gone. Second day of war, more death all around. Third day of war, more death, death, death. Fourth day of war, you know what the devil's done. And this world ain't worth saving after that. So you know what? Everything is going to change in this world. I hate to not sugarcoat it. I hate not to water it down. I hate to just tell you like it is. But everybody wants to see that day of, you know, we're going to shut the world down. We're going to enslave the world. And we're going to recapture. And we're going to, you know, we're going to make people captive. And it's funny about this, where I'm taking this. When they say boots on the ground, that's military code talk for a military child. He's giving you some wisdom right now. But you know what? Is it saying booty on the ground? Like when they teaching you to raise your hand and get on the ground and bow down and this and that. Well, when they walking over top of you, what are they looking at? They're looking at your wife ass. They're looking at your daughter's ass. They're looking at your kid's ass. And guess what? You know, just because you got a goddamn uniform on, what it mean? Huh? What it mean? Now, what it mean for government to be like, yeah, her. You women come over here. You ain't looking up because they got arms over top of you, holding you hostage. So what it look like? But the government's so crafty with its shit. Am I right, Barbara? Now, cyber threat, I'm only speaking the truth. You know what I mean? You can get dumbed down by generational curses of its ignorance, of its abusers, of its abuse. And guess what? Well, you know what? We done took an oath to defend this American lifestyle of enslaving the world at a cost. You understand? You can't abuse the womb. You can't disrespect life. And then don't take responsibility for what you know, what is the rooting system to his generational reoccurring curses? Now this white power, white supremacy, really? Honestly? So the conflict in life, of disrespecting life, of the family structure of the world, well, what would generate that generational curse in the world? You know, the new slave is the person that doesn't have a voice. You know, you got a right to vote. What do you mean everybody's got a right to vote? And your vote don't mean nothing. It don't elect nothing into existence or you know. And it's funny, I got this word. It's called EXPLANTION with apostrophe S. Plantational sex. So you know what? That slave master, he was crafty with brainwashing us with his curses of his words. But you know what? We all play a part of that, being a participant of its curses and its grammar, of its dysfunctional cycle of life. So my thing is to say one thing. You know what? Support Love, Love, Alert. It's changing lives. I got a first response things for women of abuse, at-risk situations, molestation, mental abuse, physical abuse. We deal with mentoring our kids, our women. You know, we're going to change the world, man. I'm here to change some things in this world. Those that don't want change, you're not invited. I don't want to talk about this panelist of this weather on the ones, and we're watching these ones. Y'all didn't watch the gun sales of how many arms got sold in the last 10 years of America. Nobody said nothing about that. Nobody had not a word they had to say about it. Nothing to say about it to stop it. And if someone wanted to stop it, well, how could you stop it? Like I said, when you're in the bed with the enemy and the devil don't care about, he only care about his reign and rule to his seat throne. You understand? And the throne of government and justice, it's always linked back to the ignorance of what it was built from. My name is Allan. Y'all get with it. This is 8-1.